Foucault explains that we have to isolate the discursive statement from language and from thought. That is, we have to study the discursive event not as language analysis and not as thought analysis. We must not be concerned with how something is conveyed in the discursive statement. That is, we must not be concerned with language analysis. And we must not also be concerned with what is conveyed through the discursive statement. We must not be concerned with the thoughts involved. This is to ensure that the discursive occurrence is not linked with any synthesizing operation of a purely psychological kind, such as the intention of the author or the form of his mind. Besides, such an effort will help us to grasp other forms of regularity, other types of relations, such as the relations between discursive statements. Finally, by freeing the facts of the discourse from all groupings, we will be able to describe other unities. These unities have to be reached as a result of controlled decisions. On the basis of correctly described relations, new groups can be formed. These groups are not arbitrary, and yet they remain invisible. Foucault feels that a provisional division has to be adopted. This division may subsequently be demolished. This division may subsequently be reorganized. But for the time being, a division has to be carried out. How is such a region to be defined? The region has to be defined very carefully. Foucault thinks that it has to be broad enough, unlike, say, the category of influence. So, Foucault has decided to choose those discourses that define the sciences of man. I repeat, Foucault has chosen those discourses that define the sciences of man. Foucault hastens to point out that this is only a tentative division. The division does not presuppose its own transcendental validity. The division may in future be challenged, erased, changed, but the division is necessary as a first step in the project, and Foucault has taken the first step. The Unities of Discourse is not a very long essay. It is only about 10 pages. But the journey as a reader through the Unities of Discourse is an exciting, long and exciting journey. That is precisely what we have completed now. In this essay, Foucault takes a close look at some of the foundational concepts of the Western intellectual world. Concepts like tradition, influence, spirit, which are used to provide a false homogeneity to phenomena. Next, he trains his guns on such concepts as history, politics, religion, fiction, book, oeuvre. These are all categories which we have accepted unquestioningly for centuries. These are all concepts which make us feel that they are obvious concepts with unquestionable meanings, solid concepts, homogeneous concepts. Foucault explores these concepts and realizes that they are only artificial constructs. He places a question mark over each of the concepts and perhaps also an exclamation mark after each of the concepts. He then proceeds to unveil the project he has in mind. This is to carry out a pure description of discursive events. The statements of a discourse, the events of a discourse, have to be described in detail, analyzed and assessed in detail, without any sort of contamination. Foucault makes it clear that what he means is not language analysis, what he means is not thought analysis, but the description, the analysis, the evaluation of the events that constitute a discourse. Foucault also specifies the area where this will be carried out, and this area is the area of the sciences of man. The essay, The Unities of Discourse, is not a very long one. It is only about 10 pages long. But reading the essay is indeed a very long and a very exciting journey. One is simply carried away by Michel Foucault's stunning originality, coruscating brilliance, and majestic sweep. There is the old proverb, see Venice and die. Perhaps we can now coin a new proverb, read Foucault and die.